Dark, suspenseful music plays. The screen shows eerie footage of a child's toy, a small dirty teddy bear in a dark, shadowy room. The camera slowly zooms in on it, creating tension. Sudden silence. A child's innocence. A mother's secret. The tragic case that shook the world. Upbeat music begins, transitioning into a serious tone. The screen shows an aerial shot of Orlando, Florida. It was the summer of 2008 when the small, quiet town of Orlando, Florida, would become the center of a media frenzy. Cut to footage of suburban streets in the Anthony family home. Caylee Anthony, a 2-year-old toddler, went missing, and the search for the little girl would uncover chilling secrets about the people closest to her. Cut to a photo of Casey Anthony, looking innocent, with a slight smile. Her mother, Casey Anthony, a 22-year-old woman who appeared to be a loving parent, would quickly become the prime suspect in this heart-wrenching case. Screen flashes to news clips of police cars and detectives at the Anthony residence. What began as a missing persons case soon evolved into something far darker, as disturbing lies and an almost inexplicable indifference to her daughter's fate began to surface. Flashback-style montage showing footage of Caylee's family home, with photos of Caylee playing and laughing juxtaposed with police tape and detectives searching the house. Casey claimed that her daughter was abducted by a nanny named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez, but no such person could be found. Casey's story seemed more and more impossible to believe. Cut to a photo of the 911 call showing Casey on the phone. When Casey called 911, she was calm and detached, barely able to explain the situation and strangely unconcerned. In her own words, she was looking for her daughter, yet there was no sense of urgency in her voice. Casey's story only grew more inconsistent, and as the investigation unfolded, it was discovered that Casey had spent over a month partying, lying, and even forging checks. There was no sign of distress, no frantic search for her missing daughter, only a trail of lies and deception, but things would soon take a much darker turn. In December 2008, after months of searching, Caylee's skeletal remains were found in a wooded area, just a short distance from the Anthony family home. The cause of death was ruled as homicide by undetermined means, though it was clear that Caylee's death was no accident. As the case progressed, the world watched in disbelief as Casey Anthony faced trial for the murder of her daughter. Her defense team claimed that Caylee's death was an accident, stating that she drowned in the family pool. But the prosecution argued that Casey intentionally murdered her daughter and then tried to cover it up, staging a fake abduction. The prosecution painted a picture of a mother who was willing to go to extreme lengths to escape responsibility. They described how Casey had searched for chloroform online and had researched how to cover up a murder. They argued that Caylee's death was no accident, but the calculated act of a mother trying to live a life of freedom while hiding her daughter's tragic fate. The defense, however, put forth a different narrative. They argued that Casey was a young woman suffering from mental health issues, unable to cope with the pressure of motherhood, and that Caylee's death was a tragic accident. In a stunning twist, the defense claimed that the tragic death of Caylee was not murder, but instead the result of an accidental drowning. After months of deliberation, the jury returned their verdict not guilty of first-degree murder. The world was shocked. Many were outraged, while others believed that justice had not been served. Casey Anthony walked free, a mother who had been found not guilty of the murder of her child. The case didn't end there. Despite her acquittal, Casey's life was forever changed. She would live in infamy, constantly in the media's spotlight. While Casey returned to a normal life, Caylee Anthony would never be forgotten, and the questions surrounding her death remain unanswered to this day. The case of Casey Anthony serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes the truth is buried beneath layers of lies and justice is not always served. And as for Caylee, her story will haunt us forever. Thank you for watching. If you want more true crime stories that will leave you questioning everything, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.